space where we do programming that includes classes, that includes film series, music, we have some dance. It's also used as a rental facility, and it's available to the residents here who use it for parties and baby showers and the like as well. And all of the initiatives that we're going to be talking about, or that I'll be talking about tonight, are all very new. In fact, Billings Forge Community Works as a nonprofit is only a few years old. So all of what you'll see is really just very recently been put in place. The studio is a year old February. So I'm going to talk as we walk. Billings Forge Community Works is owned by the Melville Charitable Trust. Have any of you heard of the Melville Charitable Trust? If you listen to WNPR or public radio, you'll hear them mentioned a lot. And the Melville Trust's interest is in fighting the causes of homelessness. And they bought this complex in 2005. It was originally a drop forge. It was a tool factory called the Billings and Spencer Tool Company. And it was developed as housing. There's 95 units of mixed income housing, which are the 3 stories you see here, and there's another arm on the north side of the restaurant. That was developed in the early 80s. The trust bought the complex in 2005 and set up Billings Forge Community Works as a nonprofit. And what we do is we administer the programming, enrichment opportunities, job training. Job training is a key part of a lot of the programming that we have here, specifically around the food component. So the first thing that was developed was Firebox Restaurant. So maybe we'll go this way. And we won't walk through the restaurant, but Firebox Restaurant was a restaurant here, and it was completely revamped and created as a fine dining restaurant, because the thinking is you don't fight homelessness and poverty, I should say, by ghettoizing it. And Frog Hollow, which is the neighborhood that we're in, is ranked nationally as one of the poorest neighborhoods or communities in the country. So there's real poverty here, and there's also real hunger here. There are no real grocery stores here. You've got, bodegas in the neighborhood, like you see on the corners here, where it's very limited in terms of the healthy food that's available. So there's not a lot of good options available for the community in terms of healthy food, hence the real interest in doing programming and developing initiatives around food. So the restaurant is a farm-to-table restaurant. We deal with all local vendors, or local to Connecticut and regional. We'll keep walking because I want to show you the garden. We have community gardens, or I shouldn't really say community gardens. They're really a schoolyard. It's hard to talk. This is the restaurant, and what we do with the restaurant also, we try to complement the initiatives so that we can take advantage and give visibility to one through another. Let's go this way.
So this is all the housing complex right here?
Yeah. This is all the housing. This as well, and this is not the artist studio we'll talk about, but this is also the last of the housing here.
All rental?
It's all rental. The housing is mixed income housing. About 50% of it is subsidized housing. This is our garden. So we have a farmer's market, which is now a year-round farmer's market. For the first time this year, we had it as a winter market in the studio. Otherwise, beginning May 6th it will return back outdoors. So this whole front area, these gates are open, and this is a farmer's market on Thursdays from 11:30 to 2. The gardens in the back, which are going to be doubled, in fact, that'll happen this Saturday. I said community gardens, and that's not really how I should be characterizing them, because we have community gardens in the neighborhood. And our intention with the gardens is to use them as a classroom, and to use them also to feed the restaurant and to feed the kitchen, which is another initiative that we'll see on the way going back. So that it's not really about having residents plant their own crops, it's about engaging them in learning how to plant, how to harvest, how to make healthy food choices, to see how you go from foods in the garden and that they serve the restaurant, that they serve the kitchen, where we then have cooking classes. So it's a sort of sustainable project that way. Let's go back this way. And we're going to go down this alleyway here. Another initiative that was developed just about a year ago is called the Workshops, and that's our artist residency program. So while the restaurant was being developed, these first 5 units were empty while they did all the construction here. And a year ago, when I came on board, we were brainstorming about what to do with these units. So what we decided to do was to turn them into artist studios. And we received funding through the job stimulus money that came through the city last year. And that funded the first year of this program. So what we did was we took these first 5 units, we brought up a group called Fresh Start, which is based in Bridgeport, which is a construction company that's run and managed by formerly incarcerated men. We brought them up to do the work on the units, which is to say we basically just clean them up, fresh coat of paint, clean the carpet or tore up the carpet if need be. So they were just sort of clean white boxes for artist studios. Then we set up 5 slots for artists to come in and have 3-month-long residencies, non-residential. In exchange for the free studio time and space, they teach an art class for the kids here. Now, a couple things developed as a result of the program, and this is a program that I directly oversee. So I've started tweaking it. One of the things that came up was, after 3 months, there was a whole new cast of characters that came through, and then after 3 months, a whole new cast of characters. And I saw how difficult that was for the kids, because the kids have a lot of inconsistency in their life, and this basically reinforced that. They were developing relationships, which was very important here, and then these people left. So what we've done now is, I take an artist, I've taken back one of the spaces, and we'll go to that and turn it into an art classroom. And I take one of the artists from the previous session, move them into the art classroom as a sort of on-site teacher. They receive a stipend out of the grant that we received, and then a new set of artists comes in. This is the last session of artists in this first year of the program. 3 of these artists will remain for year-long residencies now. So that'll help, I think, in terms of better engagement with the community and the kids, and also the artists have come in with real community-based projects that they're working on. And then they have the space down here, the art classroom, where they conduct their classes. Previous to that, they were in the studio, the building, the space that we were in, which really isn't set up for this is great. And here